No, guys, this isn't a joke. You know who it is, and you know what I'm talking about. The Schleich Dimorphodon. Yeah, so when this figure was revealed as one of the figures in Schleich's 2019 lineup, it was a bit controversial. Now, this thing was first revealed, we didn't get an image of it. It's not a proper one. And the image in question, a lot of people assumed that it might just be an upscale or a repaint of the mini Dimorphodon that up to that point had been exclusive to a 2-pack with one of the mini Therizinosaurus, I believe. Great, package it with one of your other worst minifigures, but yeah, and on top of that, pterosaurs in general were not usually Schleich's forte, because Schleich's all about those theropods, those terrible theropods. But this guy was a little bit surprising. I didn't want to pass judgment on the figure until I actually got it in hand, and safe to say, it's okay. It's not great. Okay, now, obviously, the first thing you're going to notice about this figure getting it in hand is that it looks a suspicious amount like a painting of Dimorphodon by Julius C. Sistioni. I don't know how the hell to pronounce his last name, but it's a painting of Dimorphodon that's pretty popular. It has been seen quite frequently. And it appears that Schleich just took it as direct inspiration for this figure, in that it basically just looks like a toy of that figure. It's not as bad as, say, GeoWorld doing that, but it's still a little bit unoriginal on Schleich's part. Now, if you can believe it, this is actually the very first standard size figure from Schleich of a pterosaur that's actually standing. Schleich has had a couple mini pterosaurs that have been standing before, but none of the standard size figures. And this guy is actually a bit bigger than I expected him to be. I didn't expect him to be this big. He's not huge by any means, but he's not as small as I was expecting him to be. I would say the Safari 2019 Pteranodon is around the same size as this guy, but I don't know that for sure because that figure hasn't arrived yet. Thanks to Jenkins. But anyways, and looking at this guy, I have to say my biggest problem with the figure, other than the unoriginality of the design, is the pose. There's something about this pose that I just don't like. And I think I know what it is, and that's that bending the wings up like that just looks painful. It looks unnatural. With most pterosaur figures that are in a standing position, you see, I can't actually bend the wings back, which is good, but you'd see the wings bent backwards like this. I don't know if that's actually if the wings could actually bend like that, but it just looks a lot more natural compared to this, where the wings are pointed upwards like this, and it just looks weird. There's just something really strange about this. Oh, and as for these weird boot wings back here, I don't know if there's any scientific backing for that. I don't think the original painting this guy is based on even has those. Well, he does, sort of, but they're a lot more reduced than this. So, the one thing is they've at least tried to give it Pinka fibers. It at least appears to have them. Though the head is all scaly for those scaly pterosaur levels. It's also sadly a bit shrink-wrapped. And it's in this very awkward screaming pose. Kind of like the Carnegie Collection Quetzalcoatlus. If any of you have seen that, you'll know what I'm talking about. But would I get this figure? I don't know. Personally, I think Collecta's Deluxe Dimorphodon looks far better than this guy, and it's also gigantic. In fact, I don't know how big Dimorphodon actually got, but I kind of want to say Collecta's Deluxe Dimorphodon could actually be somewhat close to life size for Dimorphodon. But if you're interested in this, if you don't want to spend the $30 or $40 that figure costs, then this guy's probably your second best bet if you want a standing Dimorphodon figure. Rebor's Dimorphodon might actually be better than this guy, but I've never seen that figure up close. If you're wondering what all that background noise is, the garage door is open, and I live next to a road. So, yeah. But if you guys, if you like standing pterosaurs and you don't want to spend the money on the Collecta Dimorphodon, maybe go ahead and get this one.